Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about an underrated gem, and that is They Look Like People. Let's get into the video. Directed by Perry Blackshear, starring McLeod Andrews, Evan Damichelle, and Margaret Ying Drake, They Look Like People follows Wyatt, who's suspecting that people are transforming into malevolent shapeshifters. Wyatt then flees to New York City to seek out his estranged childhood friend, Christian. Okay, so this movie was a doozy.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the GOAT!
I was actually recommended They Look Like People from a couple of different friends of mine. I've been hearing about this movie for a while, but not many people are really talking about this movie, so I kind of feel like I have to swoop in to let you all know that this one has definitely been flying under your radar. This was directed in 2015. Now, it is an 80-minute film. I believe it is Perry Blackshear's directorial debut, and this film pleasantly surprised me. I wasn't sure what I was getting into. I looked at the trailer, I was like, okay, this could go either way. But I was ultimately really interested in the synopsis, so I was like, all right, I've got to give it a go. I am so happy I watched this movie, and somehow I'm even more happy that this movie found me this year. I feel like this is a horror film that is so raw and real and genuine and really coming from this place of passion from the director and the entire cast as well. Because after seeing a few of Perry Blackshear's films, I have noticed a trend in the fact that Perry seems to work with the same crew and the same cast, so that's really fun. Now, this is a film that Perry Blackshear did entirely by themselves. This is edited by them, it is written, directed by them, and they even did the production design and they produced, as well as our two lead actors helped produce as well. So this is a very tight-knit group that seems to work together really well. So I did love seeing that, because I feel like ultimately when you have people that are very passionate about making films, but specifically making horror films, especially the ones that are a little bit more from the heart, I think it's really cool to see our group of friends doing this passion project together. So I really like that. It really comes throughout the film as well. Now, to talk a little bit about They Look Like People without spoiling anything, because this is a film that you need to go into completely blind. Now, this film really took me by surprise because it's not your average horror film. It is a lot more realistically horrific, and ultimately it's a really sad movie. That's what I really liked about it. I feel like the way they handle the subject matter in this movie is very caring and was very well thought out. So to talk about performances with, again, not spoiling too much, because I do want you all to see this movie, our performances from all three of our main actors are really strong. I did really like Evan Damichelle as Christian. I think he really has a strong performance. And McLeod Andrews is great as well. Both of these actors work so well off each other that you would believe that they are both two, best friends in real life. I really believed their connection and I really liked it. It felt very authentic. I just really love the feel of it. Not to mention, it is shot in New York City, so immediately that kind of gives me this familiarity with the characters already. So I did really like that, and I kind of felt more immersed in the world since I am a New Yorker myself, so that was really nice to see. I do think that Margaret Ying Drake had great chemistry with Evan Damichelle as well. There is this one scene of them in a whisper room, and it's such a great little fun scene. that I think really shows who both of the characters are. And I really love that. It's very well thought out, and it definitely is one of the more charming scenes in the film. Though I will say that the ending of this movie really got me. The ending of this film is very intense. The tone of it, it's kind of set from the very beginning. There's this immediate kind of sense of dread and this sense of loneliness and sadness that kind of seeps in throughout. And it really comes through in the end. But then there's that moment of hope at the end as well. So I just love that. I love that. And I think that we have the best performances from our two leads at the end. There's just a really strong ending that I was like, wow. And it definitely made me very emotional and made me like, you know what? And I wrote this on my letterbox. I was like, if someone ever did that for me, I would be crying forever. Like, just be like, it's just the sweetest, like, I don't even know if it's the sweetest. It's just like, this movie is so heartfelt somehow. It really is so much about friendship and being there for people when they really need you most. And I really love seeing the character of Christian, because at first he's kind of shown to us as kind of like this asshole character. And then the more that the film goes on, the more you're like, oh, okay. I'm seeing you. And he really is just like kind of a flawed person that's going through things that we don't know either. And I really like that. It was very authentic. And that's the most I could say about this film. Everything is so authentic, performances, the script. I love the dialogue. I think it's very natural. Everything flows really well. There's really no moments in the film that drag at all. And that's another great bonus to the film as well, is that it is a movie that's only 80 minutes. And it uses its 80-minute runtime so effectively. I love this movie. There really isn't much more to say, and I don't want to spoil this for you. I want to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. I will say, though, trigger warnings for mental illness. This is definitely not like a happy watch. As I said in the beginning, this is kind of a very depressing movie, and if you're going through it, you may not want to watch this one, but I do think that this is a great movie to watch with people you love and maybe your support system if you are going through something, because I feel like this movie has a lot to say. I really think you should be watching it. And you know what? You have no excuse. You have no excuse, because They Look Like People is actually streaming right now on Tubi, and Tubi is free. Like, granted, you have to go through ads, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. You should definitely check out They Look Like People. And I have become such a fan of this director. I am right now down a rabbit hole trying to watch all of their movies, because I'm like, I'm obsessed. I really love just like the care that this director took with this specific story and this subject matter. I love the way that the actors play off each other. I love the respect that's given to the material from the actors. And I just feel like this is a great little underrated indie horror film that not many have seen. So I wanted to highlight that one this month. And with that being said, I am going to be giving They Look Like People 4 Levs out of 5. This movie, very well worth your time. 80 minutes, a little bit of a slow one, but I promise you, once you get to that final act, it is so worth it. And there are some genuinely really good moments that I guarantee you won't forget. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, have you seen They Look Like People? Do you plan on watching it after this review? I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.